Who are the people who regret their decision to break up, and what does their future look like? And I think this is a huge question that people have. And I don't want you to sit there and say, well, I don't think they regret anything because after they broke up with me, they got right into a brand new relationship and seem absolutely fine. That means nothing. I cannot stress enough how somebody jumping into something new means absolutely nothing when it concerns your relationship and what you had together. That's that person's way of coping, trying to put a life back together again, stabilizing themselves, trying to get back that identity of being a couple, not being able to kind of sit in that singlehood. So let's not even go to that end of it. Let's kind of stick to the topic of who regrets their decision and what happens to them after. There are a lot of people that go through a breakup when they are struggling independently with something that is not having to do with the relationship. Even though it bubbled over into the relationship and you started having arguments and they pull away and they don't talk as much, and all of the symptoms of that problem could have stemmed from something that had nothing to do with you. And these are the people that sometimes are dealing with their own issues of trust. Maybe they had a life of people letting them down, really difficult experiences, not having people there when they need them, having kind of tough relationships before you. They come into the relationship already a little bit guarded. So you have that entire group of people. Then you have the people, and they're more likely to self-sabotage, because if they don't really have faith that things work out in the end, they're going to leave you before you ever leave them, even if you give them no reasons. And they're usually looking for reasons. They're like kind of fault finding to make sure that they can make a case for an exit, so they don't have to have the worst thing possible happen to them, is a breakup. Then there are people that kind of come from an entire background of not expressing themselves. They don't like conflict. They don't like to really talk about the things that are getting to them, deep issues that are kind of bubbling up, problems in their life that they just can't express to you, things in their job, things with their coworkers, with their family members, with their health, with anything. They're dealing with something, but they're not letting you in. So they are always kind of one foot in, one foot out. And there's so many different examples that I could give you of people that are in relationships with you but are not as available to you as you think they are. So when it comes time for a breakup, or they decide things are getting out of control in their life, things are getting too close, things are getting serious, they have to make serious commitments, there are struggles in their life that they can't express, they're going to find a way out of that relationship. So when you are going through a breakup where you say, this doesn't make any sense, we had a great foundation, we were solid, yeah, we had a few problems like every other couple, but why the exit? Why the early exit? These things were workable. When you're dealing with that kind of a breakup, they too, after the relief stage, remember, when someone like this comes to you for a breakup, they're going to immediately slip into that relief stage. The pressure's off. They don't have to worry about the relationship anymore. Whatever problems they were having in life, they think this breakup is going to solve those problems. So for the first few months, they're okay. They're better than okay. They're going to jump into something new. They're going to try to put a life back together again, and they're going to seem like no skin off their nose here. Like, how are they dealing so seamlessly with this breakup? They aren't. They are temporarily, but they're not. This is when you're going through it. But after some time passes and they sit with, why did I exit? Why do I keep doing this? They could be pattern makers. They could have done this before. More than likely, they have done it before and they don't figure it out. We'll do it in the future. They start to sit with, what did I do? And why did I do this? That relationship was good. That relationship was solid. I love that person. They were so good to me. Why did I walk away? I wanted that future. And they did. So then they sit with that place of, can I walk myself back? Can I get back into that relationship? Do I even deserve to be back in that relationship? Do I have the courage to step back into that relationship? It's going to be work getting back into that relationship. There's no guarantee. Now I broke trust. It's going to be a lot harder of a road to put things back. And I'm already at a place where I have difficulty when things become difficult. So as they're sitting in this space of wondering, what did they do and why did they do it? And the regret sets in. Regret. So don't go thinking they don't miss you and they don't think about you and they didn't love you like they said they did. They probably did. And they probably do. So now they're sitting in a place of wondering, how can they make their way back? And if they decide they can't make their way back for whatever reason, they're going to continue in the other direction. You're never going to know if they sit in this space or when they sit in this space. But more times than not, They do. And now they have to carry for the rest of their lives or for however long the burden of them knowing that they sabotaged themselves in that relationship, them knowing that they were the reason for the ending, for the exit, them knowing they lost a really good person, and they have to live with it and watch you recover, get yourself back on your own 2 feet and start moving yourself ahead. So they carry not only the feelings of why they weren't able to make that relationship work when it had every reason to work out, but now they sit with, what did I do? And now I lost a really, really great person. I lost the future that I could have had. So they carry all of that and continue to carry that for an extended period. So the people that are the ones that step out of a pretty healthy relationship for reasons other than the two of you not getting along or not heading in the same direction, they do sit with that regret and that remorse, and they carry it. And sometimes they know how to fix it and they go back and they will fix it, and other times they won't. So don't always think that just because someone left, they forgot you ever existed and you weren't anything to them. You meant nothing to them. If you know you were a good person, you're a good person, and people miss good people. You treated people right. They know that. They know that. Did they have a lot of love for you? Probably, of course, they did. But now they sabotaged the whole relationship. They exited for reasons so far outside of the two of you together. And now once they get out of that release stage and they start turning that corner, which they do, most people do. I know you hear about that little tiny percentage that don't, but most people do. I don't care if they're in a new relationship. I don't care. They still sit with what they lost. And once they do, what do they do about it? That's what you're looking for. What do they do about it? Do they just lock it up, compartmentalize it, and just keep pushing ahead, carrying that regret for the rest of their life? Or do they do something about it? Do they face whatever it is that got them to this point? Do they make those big life changes? Do they turn it around? Do they come back? And do they try to make it better? We don't know. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you. That's why I never say never. I don't, because I see too many people that do get to that place and say, I don't want to live like this anymore. I want to have that relationship. I want to go back and get it. I want to. What do I have to do to get there? That's really hard. So don't think everybody's capable of that. Your person may not be capable of that. And I hate to say that. We don't know until we know. That's why I always say you have to let it play out. You have to let everything play itself out. Don't be so quick to just jump. Go live your life. Put your life back together again, independently. Absolutely do that. Grow. Do what you need to do. But don't tell yourself that just because you had a breakup, this person never cared about you, or this person is taking it easy. This is easy for them. They got into something new. They don't carry any weight. That's not true. That's not true. Plenty of people carry a huge burden when they walk away from someone who was really good for them and who they absolutely loved. And don't make any mistake about it. People walk away from people they love every single day. So don't go believe all that crap. People do for their own reasons, a million different reasons. But some people think that they're protecting themselves if they exit relationships because that's all they know, just staying safe. Because it's scary to be in real relationships, to be vulnerable, to be all in. You can get hurt. Why do you think people put up walls? Why do you think people do that after they've been heartbroken? You think you're going to be the same now in the next relationship? You're going to be guarded. You're not going to be as forthcoming. You're not going to be all in. Do you want to be? Probably. Are you going to be afraid? Yes. Fear is powerful. So when you come across people that are afraid of getting really close and being all in, they may exit. But they are going to carry the regret, maybe for the rest of their lives. And I don't say that lightly. I don't. But I know this is true. I know it is. So don't doubt the love. Don't paint everybody with such a broad brush. Everybody is different and no one knows your person more than you. There could have been reasons that they left that had nothing to do with the kind of partner you were. And that's a really hard breakup to process. It's really hard to get through. It's unacceptable to us that somebody makes that decision because we would never make that decision. We go all in. But sometimes people are not as brave as we think they are. But do they carry that? Absolutely. Oh, do they carry that? It's a heavy, heavy load. The regret, the what ifs. Heavy. So that's what some people go through. It is. So anyway, you just keep carrying on and healing yourself. Just keep surrounding yourself with all the love you can. Don't tell yourself the story that you never mattered, because you absolutely did, and you still do. And you still do.